Chris Godinez, licensed professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk on every Sunday at noon, and then I post it up to Facebook. This video is for informational and educational purposes only. The views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other damn therapist for that matter. Boom, shakalaka done. I'd like to thank my sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. They are an online therapy company. They are international. They are all over the world. So if you need to get to a therapist, go to BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. Fill out a few questions. They'll put you with a licensed professional therapist here in the United States, master's level or PhD level. And if you don't like them, you go back on and say, hey, didn't like them. Set me up with somebody else. You'll fill out a few more questions and they'll put you up with another therapist. So super easy. They do packages. They're very affordable. So, and they do chatting, which I think is really awesome for people that maybe don't feel safe enough talking out loud. So chatting is great. Or maybe they don't want to talk out loud. They don't feel like they can. So anyway, thank you. BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. Okay, let's dive into the questions, shall we? So on Sunday, we talked about disordered siblings. We talked about how to deal with them, all of that stuff. Some of these questions are having to do with that. My mom used the inheritance to make us all dance to her tune. Turns out there really wasn't any money. Is this normal? Yes. So disordered people have got magical thinking. So magical thinking, delusional thinking, they like to believe that they're all powerful, all controlling, that they have more going on than they really truly do. And so oftentimes they will use the threat of an inheritance over people's heads, siblings, children, whatever. It's like, you better do what I want or I'll write you out of the will. And as I alluded to on Sunday, my dad did that. So he would write people in, write people out, depending on whether or not they had danced to his tune. So, and no amount of money is worth it. No amount of, even if you're talking millions of dollars, it's not worth it. If you're having to, subvert your moral compass or put up with abuse or, risk your self-esteem, it is not worth it. It is not worth it. They think money is their God because they can't relate to people. They don't have that ability to be introspective or be compassionate or really have an emotional relationship. So money to them equates as love because they don't understand what love is. Love is not material things. Love is an emotion. And since they can't do an emotion, they think that by withholding an inheritance or using the threat of an inheritance, that they're withholding love or they're using the threat of withdrawing their love. Well, they don't love. They wouldn't know love if it walked up and did the Watusi with them, which I'm sure it has on multiple occasions. So the point being is that they substitute money for love. To them, that's love. Money means love. And it's not. Money means money. Money is a means to an end. It's lovely to have, but it's not a way to control people. And if it's being used to control you, then that's not love. Let's be clear. So, they do that. All of them. Almost every single case I have ever had, they have used the inheritance to try to manipulate, control, force people back into relationship with them, make them dance to their tune, etc., etc. So that is not abnormal for narcissists. They've got this magic thinking, and money equals love to them. They think the two are the same, and they are not. And if they understood that, they would know that you can't threaten somebody into having a relationship with them. That doesn't work, but they don't understand emotions. And that's why they do that particular trope, because they don't understand emotions. And to them, money is love. And so because they've got that disordered thinking, they think because they think that way, that everyone thinks that way. And that simply is not true. Healthy, normal people understand money does not equal love. Money is money. Love is an emotion. Money is a thing. But narcissists confuse money and love. So, that's why they did that. That is normal for narcissists, you betcha. Okay, what do you do if the sibling gets you on the phone and starts being verbally abusive? Okay, I did not cover that on Sunday. So, thankfully now we've got, obviously, uh, caller ID so we can see where a phone number is coming from, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, they will try to do that. Like, for example, if you've basically ignored their nasty email, nasty text, whatever, they may try to get you on the phone. They may call repeatedly. That's why I said that's harassment at that point. If they're calling and calling and calling, trying to get a hold of you, and it's just to have a fight, then no, yeah. But if you accidentally answer the phone, because, all of us have done that at some point, where the phone rings, we don't even look at the number, we just, hit the yes button and, hello, and then all of a sudden, oh, great, it's the one person I didn't want to talk to. So if they call you, if they are stupid enough to call you on the phone and try to start a pissing match, never get into a pissing match with a skunk. The second that they are abusive, the second that they are inappropriate, the second that they come at you fangs bared and teeth out and claws out, you hang up. You owe them diddly squat. So don't even stay on the phone with them. You owe them nothing. So if they start in, if they are cordial and they're just like, I don't understand, why did this happen? Okay, stay calm, gray rock, don't show any emotion. But if they start getting nasty, if they start calling names, if they start abusing you, if they start putting you down, if they start accusing you of things that you have not done, you hang the hell up. Hang the hell up. You don't have to stay on the line with them. Abso-freaking-lutely. And if they continue to call, what I would do, just to cover your hind end legally, I would shoot them a text and just say, please stop calling me. If you continue to call me, I will consider this harassment. Period. You have shot the shot across the bow. You've given them a warning shot. And if they continue to do it, you go file a restraining order. Absolutely. Just because they're family doesn't mean you need to put up with abuse. You should not put up abuse from anybody. It's like, if you wouldn't put up with it from a stranger, why in the hell would you put up with it from a family member? You shouldn't. So again, the question to ask, because people get stuck in the fog, the fear, the obligation, and the guilt. If you were not related to this person, this sibling, would you have anything to do with them? If the answer is no, act accordingly. Act accordingly. If you would have nothing to do with them, then have nothing to do with them. Life is too short. There's too much beauty out in the world to let it be made ugly by somebody who is suffering, nasty, and unwilling to work on themselves. So, you can do the meditation. So when you're faced with somebody who is suffering is what causes all of the trauma in this world, basically, when you look at it from a Buddhist point of view. You can do the metta meditation, the Metta Tonglen meditation. So you start with yourself. May I have peace? May I have freedom from suffering? May I have all that I need? Food, shelter, companionship. May I have peace? And then you move on to somebody you don't know. May my grocer have peace? May my grocer be have freedom from suffering? May the person who bags my groceries have all that they need, food, shelter, companionship. May they have peace. And then you move on to the person you're having the hardest time with. May my sibling have peace. May my sibling have freedom from suffering, because that's causing their nastiness. May my sibling have all that they need, food, shelter, companionship. May my sibling have peace. You generally do that about 5 times for each person. 5 times for yourself, 5 times for a stranger, 5 times for the person you're having the hardest time with. And usually at the end of it, it's kind of like, yeah, I can let them go. This is their gig, not mine. I did not break them. I cannot fix them. So, yep, but you do not allow them to abuse you. So don't suffer from idiot compassion. So you can have compassion for them, but don't suffer from idiot compassion. You don't have to stay on the line and take their abuse. The second that they are abusive, hang up. Hang up. Absolutely. If they send you a nasty email and it's nothing but blaming and trying to shame you and making it all your fault for whatever is wrong in their life, don't respond. Don't respond. They're looking for a response. They need the distraction from the utter yuck that's going on up here. So yeah, absolutely. Do the Tonglen meditation. It should help. Okay, I have an incredibly hard time relaxing or enjoying the present moment Both of my parents were abusive, and anytime we had any kind of gathering, it would end in a fight. How do I combat this? Okay. This is normal for abusive parents. So next week's show is going to be on when moms are not moms, basically toxic moms, absolutely enablers that enable the abuser. So we're going to talk about that next week. So yeah, in toxic families, very often dinner time was a landmine, fraught with what's going to happen now, what's going to set him or her off now. So we learn very quickly that there's no safe time. There's no safe place. There's no safe, anything. And especially times that are supposed to be happy, like family gatherings or weddings or, things like that. Abusers will ruin. They'll make it about themselves. They'll do all sorts of crazy stuff to ruin it because it's not about them. And they can't stand it when other people are having fun. So they intentionally kick the dog, hit the cat, hit the kid. They scream at the spouse, get overly drunk, verbally abusive. That's what they do because they can't stand it when people are feeling something that they cannot feel. And it makes them angry as hell. So when they see somebody having a good time, they got to ruin it because they need to feel powerful and because they need to get rid of that feeling that I can't feel that, which makes them feel not powerful. So, yep, so that is a normal thing. So it's going to be mindfulness. So get a DBT workbook, Dialectic Behavioral Therapy workbook. Start working it. You must stay in the present moment. If you're living in the future, you're doing what if, which makes you anxious. If you're living in the past, you're like, oh my God, that happened and this happened, it makes you depressed. You want to stay right here, right now. Now, you want to deal with what happened in the past. Absolutely. You do want to plan for the future, but you don't want to unpack your bags in either one of those places. You want to be in the present moment. And oftentimes, children of narcissistic, borderline, abusive, toxic families have a really, really hard time staying in the present moment, number one, and not only staying in the present moment, but allowing themselves to be happy or allowing themselves to relax. Because the abuser is constantly doing you've got to be doing something. Why aren't you out doing chores? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? You need to be, because they can't stand to see somebody happy or relaxing because they can't. So if they can't, their kids can't. That's why they do that, because they think that everyone thinks the way they do. I cannot emphasize that enough. Every nasty action that an abuser does is because they truly believe that other people are going to think and believe and do and react and respond the way they would. And that's simply not reality. That's delusional. So that is why it's hard for us to learn how to relax. I had the hardest time for that. And really what helped with that was DBT therapy workbook, staying in the present moment, mindfulness, and the self-esteem workbook by Glenn Schiraldi. Because it's a matter of self-esteem. When you love yourself, you allow yourself to have emotions, and you allow yourself to relax, and you allow yourself to be happy, and you allow yourself to be in the present moment. So that would also be a matter of doing mirror work. So, hi, good to see you. Have a great day. I give you permission to stay in the moment. I give you permission to enjoy. I give you permission to relax. I give you permission. It's okay. So you're going to be reparenting yourself. You're probably also going to want to get a hold of the Inner Child Workbook, either by Lucia Cappuccioni or by Catherine Taylor. I like both of those. So that would be my recommendation. So anyway, those are the questions. So next Sunday, I will be talking about when moms are not moms. So when they should be nurturing and kind, and yet they're not, and they're an enabler, and they're toxic, and they're all of those things. So mommy issues, basically. We're going to be talking about mommy issues. All right, guys. You guys go have a fantastic week. The weather is being weird. One day it's 80 degrees, and the next day it's raining. I don't know. Anyway, so have a great week, and we will be talking about when moms are not. So I think that's what I'm going to title it. All right, my loves, go be good to yourselves, and I will talk to you later. Bye.